The topic title for today is Eventually You Will Win. And I very specifically used the word eventually because success does take time. This is training number 292. Again, topic title for today is Eventually You Will Win. And so part of this, I want to start with my story, basically where I got started and then how I got to where I'm at today. I'm not going to use any income claims, lifestyle claims, and stuff like that, but I think it's important for you to understand because every person who got to a certain level, they all started somewhere. All right. And so for me, my brother introduced me to a company when I was 19 called Amway. I actually went to my first meeting in 1999. I heard an incredible speaker. He built this vision. I got inspired. I actually sold my prized possession, Michael Jordan rookie card at the time. That was the most expensive item that I had. I paid my rent, and then I joined Amway. That is how I got started, and I'm super grateful for that start because had it not been for my brother, it was very doubtful that I would have ever joined the company. Now, I set up my first meeting, as a lot of people do. I wanted to build a business, and so in October of 1999, because it launched Quickstar, October 99, they had 30 million hits the first day on their website. It shut the website down for an entire month. So that was kind of my introduction to direct sales and network marketing. So I did my first meeting. As you can see here, not a single person showed up. I was very excited for the meeting. Nobody came. And so what happened is that I wanted to quit. So I felt humiliated. Nobody showed up. I called my brother. I told him I wanted to quit. Now, he told me that things would work out. He sold me on the vision, so I had to be resold on the vision. He told me to stick with it and that eventually things would pay off. Now, I stuck with it. I set up another meeting. I had 7 people show up. I enrolled 6 of them. And from there, my business started to take off. Now, it doesn't mean I made a bunch of money, but my team really started to grow. And you can actually see I have my original Quickstar business card. Now, it was not very impressive because back then pretty much almost everything looked like it was done on a typewriter. It was definitely not going to attract people to want to do business with me, but I did go to Office Max. I did get my business cards and I got launched. Okay. And so this beginning part was very important. Now, I did get my first month check. As you can see, it was $1.86 USD. When I brought it to my roommates at the time in college, they laughed at me because I'd basically worked for my first month trying to build a business. I made $1.86. I think some of you watching this can probably relate to that because a lot of people who get started in business, they don't really make much money or any money in the beginning. And I remember saying, though, I said, this is the smallest it will ever be. This is a tiny seed with a massive future. And I took their haterade instead of haterade to heart because I said, I'm going to prove them wrong because they thought my business was a scam. They thought this is something that is going to fall, that's going to get shut down and those kind of things. Okay. And so this is what I tell people. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to become great. All right. And I wasn't great to start. When I think about my first presentations, I talked too much. All right. I was too afraid to ask them if they wanted to get started or to lead them to the sale. Okay. But I knew that eventually that things could work out. And so that's why when you look at a Chinese bamboo tree, for those first 5 years before it actually sprouts out of the ground, really nothing happens. But yet you still have to cultivate it and take care of it. Now, the 5th year, it can grow up to 90 feet. Pretty crazy. So you think about those, between year 4 and 5, nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden it just springs up. And this is kind of how life works. And unfortunately, whether it's with trading and people want to make $1 million quick, or they want to go to the gym and get sliced in the first week, this is how life and business works, is it does take time to have success. All right. So keep that in mind as we talk here. Now, I became a master distributor for a company a lot of you probably remember, and that was Wake Up Now. Now, I was not given the position. I actually had to earn it. It happened after about a year. I was the top ranking leader inside the company. They needed a master distributor. And so they eventually called me from the field and said that they needed me to be the master distributor and asked me if I was willing to take it on. And I said, absolutely. I said, I'd be more than happy to take on the responsibility. So I joined the company at 30. There was 300 people in the company. I hit the top rank in just over a month. I obtained, now this is kind of crazy, but I obtained, it wasn't me by myself, it was our team growth, of course, 700,000 customers in a period of 5 years, which is pretty insane, frankly. It's $480 million in sales, and it just absolutely exploded. It was a special company. We were doing it. They always say that, it's all about timing, right? There's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time is coming. For that time, it was a massive explosion. To this very day, a lot of the people that are having success inside of this industry, even in our company and in the space, actually came from the beginnings of Wake Up Now. So it's a very special experience. I enrolled in that company 3,000 personals. Now keep in mind, this is before a lot of the social media stuff. So I had to do it the hard way. So 3,000 personals came that inside that company in 5 years that were my personals. And that 3,000 personal became a 700,000 customer base. In fact, there was 300,000 active at one point. Okay, so this was not a small organization. I won every single major award, massive revenue. These are just some examples of some of the trophies that were there that I had won. But I had to resign. I was owed over $500,000 in commissions. I had stayed through all the ups and downs. Why? Because I had vision. There were people that came and went and came and went and came and went. And I still stuck around. But I could not promote further knowing that my people were not going to get paid. And that's why I resigned in the company. Now, when one door closes, another one opens. December 9, 2015, I joined a company called iMarkets Live, which today is IM Mastery Academy. And that is the single best business decision that I've made in my career. I thought it was Wake Up Now, but it has become IM Mastery Academy. This has been the best decision that I've ever made. In 2016, I hit Chairman 10 and Chairman 25, so I was able to hit the Chairman ranks just like Wake Up Now in just over a month. 2019, Chairman 50, 2021, Chairman 100, and I am still working on the upper ranks. But anyway, you can kind of see the process that I went through just trying to climb the ranks. Guess what? Again, success takes time. And when you look at 2016 to 2019, it took some time. You know why? Because we had some major setbacks, stuff that happened that made it difficult, and yet we had to continue to move forward, all right? Now, this is some of the stats. And by the way, this is a screenshot of my back office with Chairman 100 to Chairman 250. I won multiple awards for, top rep, distributor of the year, top enroller, customer service award. And I put XYZ dollars of revenue because we're not allowed to share that, but I've done extremely well. That's about what I can tell you. Average rank growth, about 1.8 ranks a year. 2016, I went from Platinum 150 to Chairman 25, which today is Platinum 300. Chairman 25, 2017, Chairman 25, 2018. You see how you could be at a rank for 2.5 years, right? You could be a little bit frustrated, dang, why isn't this moving faster? It's because look, the messenger misery visits everybody. Stuff happens, right? I hit Chairman 50, and then I was Chairman 50 again in 2020, and it's man, I got to surpass that Chairman 50, and then I became a Chairman 100 in 2021. All right, so you can see here, remember that Chinese bamboo tree that I talked to you about, and I showed you that example? It took some time for that seed to sprout, but I kept watering, kept cultivating, kept the sun on it, and yet eventually it really started to take off and has escalated into something massive. Now, on top of that, I became at Chairman 50 a Go Live educator. So I went from being just a builder to an educator after 4 years. We created tools and systems to simplify the process of people trading and building the company. And that was something that was huge. And this is really the moral of the story. It took me years to become an overnight success. Success did not come quickly. Now, I feel like I'm good at what I do, but it still takes a lot of time to do something significant. But I felt like the Chinese bamboo tree. I wondered if the seed would ever crack the ground, but I kept the vision knowing if I did not quit, I would eventually win. Guys, you are eventually going to win. Quitting is not an option because champions simply make adjustments. They don't quit, they make adjustments. I knew if I aligned myself with the right people, victory was guaranteed. The right people, that could be Alex Morton, Chris Terry, Jason Brown, Matt Rosa, and many others. I aligned myself with the right people, and I knew eventually I'd win. If I did personal development consistently, my belief would increase, and I would live what I heard. I would live what I saw. And so I knew that if I worked on my mindset, it would affect my bank account, it'd affect my rank, it'd affect my trading account, it would affect my family and so forth. So the personal development, I don't even know where I'd be today without personal development. I think I would have quit long ago. So consistently working on my mindset. Every single goal that I set out for myself has come to pass. Now I have new goals, but all those goals I'd set up to that point, I actually reached every single one of them. And there was actually quite a few goals. And that happens with persistence. It happens with an obsession. It happens when you don't give up. It happens when you are consistent. It happens when you are focused. The only reason that men and women fail is broken focus. And so I knew if I'm focused long enough, consistently enough, that things are going to happen in my favor. I've traveled over 40 countries. In fact, at this point, I've been to 43. Now, remember, I said at the beginning that this small little Amway check was a tiny seed with a big future. Nobody showed up to my first meeting. Okay, now some of you can relate to this. People don't show up to Zoom calls. They don't show up to lives. They don't show up to events. Nobody came. But with persistence, I've spoken in front of thousands of people. In fact, twice I've spoken to audiences over 10,000 people. All right, I speak at conventions that have 5,000 to 8,000 people like twice a year. All right, I'm going out to Europe. There's going to be thousands of people there. I'm doing it again and again and again and again. Persistence pays off because it's not how you start, it's how you end. Now, to start great, that's great, but it is how you end because most people don't start very well. They trip, they stub their toe, they fumble the ball, but it's how you end. And that's why we say, like with Kobe Bryant here, you can see that when they were in the beginning, there were concerns, but later on, they became a champion. Tom Brady, in my mind, he is the greatest NFL quarterback ever. Yet the NFL scouts, they hassled him about his conditioning. They felt he was weak. They felt he had a weak throwing arm. They wondered if he could even make it at the NFL level. He was picked in the 6th round, which I believe that's actually the final round. It's not a positive thing, by the way. And the scouts had actually questioned his ability to lead. Same with Michael Jordan. They were concerned about his shooting. He's one of the best shooting guards, if not the best shooting guard in NBA history. All right? 6-time champion. I don't even need to go through. Everybody knows that people are wearing his shoes 25 years later, right? It's not how you start. It's how you end. Guys, I got to tell you, and I want to end with this quote by Earl Nightingale. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. I want to expound on this just for a little bit because everybody, almost everyone that I know has some kind of goal, even if it's just in their mind, all right? What I tell people is the time is going to go by regardless. The question is, where are you going to be when that time goes? Again, 5 years from today, you got to know that from today to the next 5 years, you realize the time is going to pass regardless of the decision for you to do this or not do it. The time's going to go by either way. Where are you going to be? When I think about where I'm at right now with where I am 5 years from today, it will appear that I was on government assistance, living off of food stamps and Medicaid. Where I will be in 5 years from now is going to be massive. I already think that I'm in a great place now. I just know it's going to be elite 5 years from today. But it's because I'm willing to put in the work. I am obsessed with greatness. I am obsessed with progress. My friends, you will eventually win. It is going to happen for you. Do not give up. Quitting is not an option. You burn the boats and you take over the island. This is my message. This is my training for you guys today. I hope that you like it. If so, put an amen inside the comments or chat box. I love you, and we will see you on next Tuesday's session. Have a good day, everyone. Talk soon.